I just wrote a blog post about navigating the emotions around anger, hurt, and the experience of betrayal. And I wanted to share it with you. It was 6 tips. So the first one, allow yourself to feel. You are going to be experiencing a wild and wide range of emotions. Do not suppress it. Everything needs to be expressed so you see what needs to be dealt with and worked through. Don't hold it in. And do not suffer and struggle in silence. That is one of the greatest recipes for stress-related illnesses. 2, seek support. You want to get support from people who get it. Everybody has their own agenda, so always look at the lens through which someone is speaking. For example, your friends may just want you better already, so they're like, just get over it, it's no big deal. Or somebody has a vested interest in just making it, like minimizing it and having it go away. Be really careful about who you surround yourself with and get support from. Also, maybe the most well-meaning counselors and therapists, but if number one, if they are not highly skilled in betrayal, it does way more harm than good. And the let's say couples counselor, their only intention, not their only, but their intention may be just to get you guys good. Well, the problem is if you don't work through that betrayal, the betrayed feels betrayed again by the counselor. We have so many people coming into the PBT Institute with therapy trauma, and it's because that well-meaning therapist truly didn't understand what needs healing in betrayal. And so, you need to move through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough, but they don't know that. So very often going over endlessly your story keeps you deeply rooted in stage 3 out of the 5 stages. Transformation doesn't even begin until stage 4. So be very careful who you spend your time with. Even a support group, if they're all complaining and whatever, you will actually, and I've seen this so many times, people will actually sabotage their healing because they don't want to outgrow their group. You don't want to stay in a group like that. So many things about being careful about who you spend your time with during that time. Practice self-care. I'm not talking about getting your nails done or your hair done. No, I'm talking about basics like sleep. There's so much healing that happens during deep restorative sleep, but that's also one of the times where sleep is the most compromised, because at night, everything that you kind of held at bay, during the day comes out in full force at night. So lots of strategies to get a better night's sleep. Journaling may be a really good way to express what's going on in your subconscious, because very often we think what we're really feeling is what we outwardly say. But if you were to take a look at what's behind that, like let's say it's anger that you're expressing, what's behind it, maybe fear, maybe sadness, right? So journaling is a great way to see what's underneath. Practice self-compassion. You've been blindsided, you've been duped, you've been betrayed. This is one of the most painful of the human experiences. This was the person you loved, you cared for, you thought had your back, and this is the very person who pulled a mask off, and it's a shock to the body, mind, and heart. So give yourself lots of compassion, just like you do for anybody else. Time to give it to yourself. And the last one, set boundaries. You are in a time of deep healing. It doesn't have to be a lonely time, but it's a very personal time. And this is a time where you are recreating yourself truly from the ground up. So if the old you let things go, the version of you you're creating doesn't. If the old you would just, not stand up for him or herself, the new you does. All of these boundaries need to be put in place. You are recreating a new version of yourself that otherwise wouldn't exist. It's all about moving through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough. I'm here to help you every step of the way. The worst of it is over. So you owe it to yourself to do something really good with something really painful. It's not just possible, it's predictable when you move through the stages. Here to help. Follow for more.